Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, resuming the docket. The court is calling Mignon Armstrong. The case number is 204-585-481. Mignon Jayla Armstrong. The charge is open alcohol in a motor vehicle. Is Ms. Mignon Armstrong in the virtual courtroom?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Who's representing Ms. Mignon Armstrong?
Yes, Judge. Good morning. Katrina Wright, P82097, on behalf of Ms. Armstrong, who is present. Judge, Ms. Armstrong would like to request a trial at this time.
All right, Ms. Armstrong, the court will continue a not guilty plea for you. Your trial date, ma'am, is a bench trial date. It is March 29, 2021 at 8:30 in the morning. Ms. Armstrong. The court is going to give you personal bond. It means you don't have to pay any money, but because of the nature of this charge, a condition of that bond is no drinking and driving, no drinking and driving. But your bond is personal, and the connection on March 29 at 8:30 will be by Zoom unless you are otherwise notified in the mail. Any questions, Ms. Armstrong?
No question.
All right, ma'am, you may disconnect from the hearing. Thank you. The
Thank
court
you.
calls, you're welcome. Court calls Joseph Andrews. Joseph Andrews, the case number is Mr. Andrews. Is Mr. Andrews on my docket today?
Yes, Judge, there are three. I have the case number.
Okay, what page of the docket is he on? If you would.
8:30, Your Honor.
Oh, I see him. I'm sorry. Okay, I see him. Mr. Andrews' case number is SP 103-450-8. Count 1, driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 2 of that same ticket, driving while license expired. And count 3 of that same ticket, no insurance. Echo. Is Mr. Joseph Andrews in the virtual courtroom? If so, please identify yourself.
Yes, I am Joseph Andrews.
Thank you. And who's representing Mr. Andrews?
Yes, Judge, Katrina Wright, P82097, on behalf of Mr. Andrews. Judge, Mr. Andrews would like to avail himself to the prosecution's offer, and that's where he pleads guilty to count 1, which is case number 103-45081, unregistered vehicle, and for the dismissal of counts 2 and 3.
All right. Mr. Andrews, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes.
And sir, do you understand your right to a trial?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews, you understand that if you were to have that trial, it would normally take place in the 36th District Court, but because of the pandemic, the court is closed to the public. And so it is my understanding, sir, that you have agreed to participate on the Zoom technology. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Andrews, did anyone threaten, offer, or promise you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you are actually guilty?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, sir, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do, Your Honor.
You may lower your hand, Mr. Andrews. Sir, on the date, the time, and the location identified in this ticket, were you driving a vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And sir, was that vehicle unregistered or untitled at the time?
Yes, it was illegal. Yes, it was, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wright, are you satisfied?
Defense is satisfied, Judge.
All right, thank you. The court will accept the guilty plea, being satisfied with the factual basis. We will also accept the recommendation to dismiss the remaining 2 charges previously read into the record. Your fine, sir, for this offense is $105. I believe there may be a mandatory Secretary of State fee. Is there, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
So 105 plus the mandatory Secretary of State fee is $45. So that is a total of $150 plus $25 attorney fee for the use of House counsel. That is $175. Mr. Andrews, are you able to pay that amount in 30 days, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, sir, we'll give you 30 days to pay and close this case if you have no other questions. Any questions?
Just the bond that I paid, does that go towards this as well?
Did you pay it to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other open matters in 36th District Court?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, how much was your bond?
My bond was $300.
We can apply your bond and actually you will be entitled to a refund because that is
Yes,
more
Your
than what you owe. And that refund will be by mail. So does the court have your correct address?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you sure about that?
Yes, ma'am, when I came down there, and it's on this paperwork I have.
Okay, good. All right, sir, then you are, you're set. And you will be getting that refund. I would say, we usually tell people 2 weeks, but that's in a normal world. And since we're not in a normal world, I'm gonna say 30 days, but they will refund it to you. If you don't see anything within 30 days, you should check on it.
Okay, so now with this being said and done, can I just go to the Secretary of State and get my license back?
I don't know because I don't know if you're eligible. I really don't know anything about the Secretary of State. They take care of licenses. So you should make your appointment and see whether there's anything else you need. But this matter, if it was holding up your license renewal, this matter has been adjudicated and resolved.
Mr. Andrews,
Thank
there's
you,
a
Your
number
Honor.
you can call. I'll place the number in the chat so you can see it. You can call the Secretary of State and they'll ask for your driver's license number and they'll tell you what you need to do to get your
Okay.
license back. So I'll place that number in the chat. You'll see it over in the chat area.
Well, Madam Clerk, we need that. I mean,
Thank you
Madam
very much.
House Counsel, we need that number too.
Okay,
Share. Would you share?
I'll provide it now, Judge.
So, because people often ask us that, and we absolutely do not know how to answer that question. So if you share that number, we'll pass it along. Okay, thank you. All right. Mr. Alex Andrews is the next case. Mr. Alex Andrews, case number SP 108-716-01, Alex Thomas Andrews, failure to secure load, and count 2 of that same ticket, failure to tarp load. Is Mr. Alex Thomas Andrews in the virtual courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor. Alex Thomas Andrews here.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. And who's representing Mr. Andrews?
Good morning, Judge. Katrina Wright, P82097, on behalf of Mr. Andrews.
Thank you.
Judge,
How do you wish to proceed?
Mr. Andrews would like to avail himself to the prosecution's offer where he pleads guilty to case number 108-716-01, failure to secure load for
Okay.
dismissal of count 2.
All right, thank you. Mr. Andrews, you have heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, were you advised of your right to a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
were you, did anyone rather threaten you, promise you, or force you to plead today?
No, Your Honor.
Promise you anything, rather. And Mr. Andrews, you understand that by pleading today, you are waiving your right to a trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you also understand that normally you would be able to have that proceeding physically in the 36th District Court, but because of the pandemic, the court is closed to the public, and you've agreed to participate on the Zoom proceeding. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Andrews, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Sir, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I swear.
Thank you. Mr. Andrews, you may lower your hand. Sir, on the date, the time, and the location identified in this ticket, were you driving a vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you carrying a load in that vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you fail to secure that load?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are you satisfied, Ms. Wright?
We're satisfied, Judge.
Thank you. The court will accept your guilty plea, being satisfied with the factual basis. And we will also accept the recommendation to dismiss the remaining charge previously read into the record. Sir, was this load on a side street or on the highway?
It was on a side street.
Okay. All right. Mr. Andrews, the court is going to fine you $150 for this offense. I don't think there's a Secretary of State reinstatement fee. Is there, Madam Clerk?
Let me check 1 second, Your Honor.
There will be $25 attorney fee for the use of House counsel. So if there is no Secretary of State fee, your total will be,
There's no Secretary of State fee.
okay,
There's no Secretary of State fee, Your Honor.
thank you. Then the total, Mr. Andrews, is $175. Do you need more than 30 days to pay?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, 30 days to pay. And if you have no other questions, you may disconnect.
Well, Judge, I have one thing that should be indicated on the record. It was indicated before we got on the record, and that, you know, the prosecution recommended a 3-month delayed sentence or upon payment.
Oh, thank
whichever.
you.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, what we will do, Mr. Andrews, is we will delay your sentence for a period of 3 months. This is even better because what it allows the court to do is to dismiss this matter after that 3-month period, or the prosecutor has indicated upon payment of the $175. So if you pay that fine earlier than the 3 months, we can dismiss this matter at that time.
Excellent.
So when do you think you're going to be able to pay?
I can pay as soon as today.
Okay. Well, upon payment, do we need to put more than that in the record, Madam Clerk, for this to happen? We'll
No,
just
I'm
say
just gonna
dismiss
make a-
upon payment. How about that?
Right,
Okay.
that's what I'm.
All right. Mr. Andrews, thank you, Madam House Counsel, Ms. Wright, for catching that.
My pleasure. Good luck, Mr. Andrews.
Mr.
Thank you both very
Andrews,
much.
you may disconnect. The court is leaving the live stream.